lot of them, live stream it, which I'm glad that residents are doing tonight, that's cool.
Oh, so you're live streaming it tonight, Russell?
Yeah, we're have it on our YouTube.
Great. That's wonderful.
I'm trying to get everything up and going.
Do the last minute check, like lipstick on my teeth.
But I was,
Like, it's important that other people hear your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a cub reporter, really young, I used to love
What's that?
covering.
Oh,
Because the trustee meetings were like
Do you want me to
fireworks.
go and test?
Oh, they never agreed on anything,
Oh, I
it
know,
was
sure.
all banter, you know, and it's like,
That's
for this
Mesilla.
little town, you know, it was so fun to cover Mesilla.
When I moved, people
Test.
it's just, you know, it's old. It's old.
Test, test.
Yes, I said.
Can you hear that?
Oh, God,
Can you not really over, well, you know, it'll be quiet, so
that sounds good. If they
Sounds
talk
good here.
right into it.
we can go up a little bit more.
I think you should. remind
Yeah, as
them.
long as it's right
Talk
into
right
it.
into it.
I do. Test, is that better right there? Yeah,
It's under
see?
delay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me in the back of the room? Can you hear okay back? Yeah? I didn't think it's loud, it's a small room, right? We're gonna have a good crowd. Look at this. A little bit more?
Yeah.
How do you want us to advise you?
20?
Right.
Right there? Is that better? You want to blow everybody out in the front.
Right. Maybe similar to our
So if you want to work with a counselor, I don't want to say disregarded, but you might just want to get some questions. Since, you know what I'm saying, that's good, then you'll know.
Yeah.
Right, and like,
When I get to customer service, I
that's a question.
You never know, right? So
It's one of the writers in the back that relates to a question or never.
There was. And it's kind of the same situation for right, but I mean, but it's like you have the opposition, it's gonna be, but it's always good to have that voice for you.
Them, and you'll tell the audience, hopefully that's their decision.
Everybody got it.
But if you don't, they're only looking on our way. They have a few minutes.
Well, I'm using the same mic, aren't I?
Hey, get your chair, you might want to sit.
Well, let me down.
Test, test, can you hear that?
Because what will happen is, I will say, give you the 30-second. Yeah, okay.
I think we'll be okay. Go live.
Very good.
Okay. I will also, please stop. I will tell you
Hi, you're Adriana?
Yes,
Hi, I'm Joe Galvan Nash.
Thank you for coming, I appreciate it.
Of course.
That's great.
it.
Yes. So, everybody found my email.
Okay.
And, there's your share, if you want to share.
Yes.
Give it to you at the end. Okay, hold behind you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thanks for coming.
And then, As long as it's live, that's not like we're asking questions.
Good. Now I'm sorry to say for minutes, just minutes to get this. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know.
You didn't hear me?
That's good.
Thank you. Glad you're here. I've been meaning to start talking. I know. So you're not nervous.
I was a little nervous yesterday because I started, I was a little.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, not the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wrote like things that I want to talk about. No, I just try to come up with things that people might ask. Some issues from residents. And that kind of thing. So I just kind of like answer questions I think are gonna get asked. And kind of things that basic questions that people ask residents and things like that. So I'm hoping that I have as much information I don't know. I don't know if nobody had said she was coming. I know Vivian. Oh, perfect. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Oh, no. Where is it? Yes, perfect.
It's not normal.
That's how we always have their meetings.
Sometimes like this.
Hi. Are you Veronica? Yes. And Martha, I think. Yes. Yes, hi, thanks for coming. I'm Cheryl Belmont.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I can't turn myself. How are you? Going well. lot of experience.
I'd love to. Oh, yeah, walk around.
Yeah. And now it's kind of you got this. I got this.
Yeah, move on up. I do. I'm waiting for you.
It'll make her feel comfortable.
It's not.
Yeah. Good, good.
I didn't recognize you. How you doing? I know you're different hair and so.
So, yeah.
I didn't mean to ignore you.
Not a worry.
No, no, thank you.
I was really attracted to that. Oh, come on.
Thanks for coming.
In the hallway? Yeah.
Ms. Garcia, did you ever find the email? Was it in your spam?
I got it right after you sent it to me. It was never in my spam.
Oh my God.
When you sent that last email?
Yeah.
It came in my regular folder.
Wow. Well, Lamar's, I think, didn't get it either, I thought. And it's in spam, why would it be in spam? I mean, it's like,
I kept an eye on it and I didn't ever saw it. And then when after we were done talking,
yeah,
and you resend everything?
yeah.
Yeah, it came in my
But
folder.
I'm glad I finally just called. Sometimes just call people.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's.
Oh. Is it already ready? Oh. So ladies, we just want to make sure you know this is being live streamed. So, we just want to let you know. Okay.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. Hello? Yeah. Just go with the details. Yeah. You can hear it better on the top range. Because right now you're just doing all the chat and especially the questions. They don't know everything. You want to just switch together? No. Thank you. Mhm.
It's Dan, it's the computer scanner.
Plenty of seats up front, so feel free.
And if she says something, I'll look at that.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. Let me begin by asking that you silence your cell phones. This is a nonpartisan candidates forum that is sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Southern New Mexico. Here. And my name is Terry Sugarman, and I am a member of the League and Voter Services member, and look forward to moderating this evening. First, let me thank Mayor Hernandez and who's provided the venue, and all those who attended tonight, people who actually set up. This was extremely helpful for us. So before we begin, we'd also like to thank our league volunteers. Go ahead and put your hands up or whatever. We have greeting our community at the front door and handing out cards for your written questions. Rebecca Courtney and Edwina Armio. And organization questions are Kathy Brooke and Ruth Jari over here, and Joe Galvan Nash. I'm sorry, David Rice is going to be doing our timing. So just as long as we're at that particular point, just let you know, your introduction can be about yourself in 2 minutes. Questions are 1 minute. David will show you at 30 seconds, and then there's the flip side that shows stop. And I will also let you know that it's time to stop. You can finish that sentence, but then you'll need to move over to the next person, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And we're happy to be here this evening. The forum will be about 1 hour. It will begin with the candidates giving their opening statements. This will be followed by questions from the league and from the audience for about 35 minutes. We have already collected some questions, and you may not hear your specific question because some of the league questions are similar, and we will be incorporating those into our questions as well. And at the end, there will be a candidate's closing statement, and we want to give the audience a few minutes after the forum to address the candidates in person if they're available, and we'll be staying afterwards. So next, we'd like to just kind of go over the rules of the road a little bit, just so everyone's on the same page. We appreciate you all being here. The forum is a nonpartisan event provided as a community service by the League of Women Voters of Southern New Mexico. All participants and visitors shall provide respect and appropriate decorum while in attendance. Please hold your applause until the end of the program and refrain from any audience comments. The League shall not support or oppose any political party or any candidate. The candidates must appear in person and may not be represented during the forum by a substitute or by proxy. However, a candidate who is unable to attend in person may choose to send to the League of Women Voters of Southern New Mexico in advance of the forum a written statement to be read by the moderator at the beginning of the forum during opening statements. And that doesn't apply obviously this evening. All the trustees, 4 trustees have come this evening, which is great. We've already talked about the length of the forum and what to expect and the amount of time. As we indicated, it'll be 2 minutes for the opening statement. 1 minute will be a closing statement. Follow-up questions or answers may be allowed for an additional 30 seconds maximum if we have the time and taken care of by the moderator. All candidates must abide by the timekeeper signs, which will notify them of these time limits, 30 seconds and stop. Following the opening statements, the first question will be given to the second person on the ballot. All subsequent questions will follow a continuous pattern so that each candidate will have an opportunity to answer first. And if anybody can't hear me, please let me know, which is not usually an issue. Audience members may submit questions in writing on the cards provided during the forum. These questions will be given to the League's card volunteers who will ensure the questions are legible. If necessary, the questions may be rewritten for the moderator. Ensure the questions are an appropriate subject to the candidate's office in which they seek. combine duplicate questions, eliminate questions already asked, eliminate questions that are targeted to only one candidate or that only one candidate can answer, eliminate personal attacks or questions that are potentially libelous or slanderous, defamatory or knowingly false. In random order, the questions will then be given to the moderator to ask each candidate in the same race or district. The name of the person who submitted the question will not be announced by the moderator. The timekeeper will moderate the length of the forum as we discussed previously, and the moderator will let you know when we need to move on to the closing statements. Is that clear? Anybody have any questions about that? Okay, all right, great. So let's go ahead and move forward. And if the moderator, the candidates are Veronica Garcia, Adriana Cecilia, and doing that one right. Martha Molly and Viviana Cadena. And excuse me if I mispronounce anybody's name. I'll try my best. So,
May I interrupt?
yes,
If you have questions, just wave them, and then the ladies in the back will come and get your card. And if the,
so we're ready to go ahead and get started. Veronica is first, so if you'd like to do your opening statement.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Hello, my name is Veronica Garcia. First of all, I would like to thank the League of Women Voters for hosting this event. I would like to give a special shout out to the residents that sent out emails and took the time to host this event, going around the businesses and the community. I am the daughter of Jerry and Rose Garcia. I am 43 years old. I have a fiance, 3 kids, which is a dog, a cat, and a parrot. No kids. As is campaigning, you're all here for, let me back up. You all are here for the same reason we are running, because of the heart that we love for our town. I don't see Mesilleros and I don't see the new Mesillas coming in. I see growth and I see roots. We all are growing roots in our town. I see one town and that's it. I don't see anything else. Keeping everybody equal, keeping everybody wanting to come to the meetings, wanting to come, acknowledging their opinions, acknowledging their comments, letting them know that it's okay to talk, acknowledging them when they come up to the podium and asking, I have a concern here, I have a concern there, but also addressing that comment to them. It takes a lot of guts for a resident to come up to a podium and speak their opinions and concerns. But when it's not being addressed, it makes you not welcome. So to make this, I got 30 seconds, so let me make it down to a really short story. Last night, I got home about 8 o'clock. I drive this little scooter around Mesilla. I love it. And it was nice that 43 years old that I am, that gentleman was like, I want you to go home and you have your mom and dad and call me when you make it home. We take care of one another. And it didn't matter if he was a new resident here or if he was here for years. He was still concerned for our safety.
Thank you.
Okay, am I loud enough? Okay. My name is Adriana Merrick. I also have roots here, but I'm also new here. I spent a lot of summers with my grandparents. They moved here in the 70s, and then they continue to invest in our town, build businesses, build their family. And I came back to spend time with my grandparents, and now my daughter goes to UC Elementary. And I'm running for the same reason I ran the first time. We want to see Mesilla preserve our history and pass down those legacies and everything that makes our town unique, be able to share it with our community and share it with the world. And I think that's very important. And I think that's something that I've strived for, is to really blend those two worlds of things that we haven't addressed yet, that are new, that are different, but also things that help us maintain what we call Mesilla home. And I think one of the biggest things that I have strived for in the last 4 years, I want to continue striving for, is that connection, is that building, is that communication with everybody that lives here. So I've seen it both from people who were born here and grew up here and people who are coming in, and all those needs in between businesses, farmers, residents. The challenges that we face are all challenges that we face together. And I think we've done a great job so far to address those, but I think we have so much more work that we can do moving forward.
Thank you. Excuse me, I'm going to interrupt for just a moment. Please hold your applause until the very end of the evening. We would like to be able to stay on track and stay on time, so thank you very much, everybody.
Hi, my name is Martha Mulvihill, and I have also family roots here. My family are the Estrellas and they was here from Mesilla. I grew up in Roswell, but my mom had us here every summer, spending time with our aunts and uncles and meeting all of our cousins here in Mesilla. I had an opportunity when I was about 10 years old, I had one of my cousins take me around and introduce me to all of my cousins. That's your cousin, that's your cousin, which I thought at that time was pretty good. I thought they were all pretty old. So now I'm the old one. I agree with both of them as far as like we need to maintain our character as Mesilla. We need to keep ourselves and our community, we need to be safe. We need to work on our infrastructure. I think that it's really important right now that we all get together and try to make everything a little more peaceful, I think. I don't know if that's actually the right word. I mean, I don't think that there's like anything bad going on here, but I want to be friends with everybody here. That's just in my character. I think that's it.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Viviana Cadena, and I'm a resident in Mesilla. My parents and grandparents were
Right into the microphone today.
okay. So we have a history here in Mesilla as Cadenas. My maternal family is also from Mesilla, a couple of generations. But I think we're here to discuss the future of the place that we all call home, and of the place that's called town Mesilla. My core assertion is this: Messilla's goals are not a list of separate tasks, but rather an interconnected vision. Our success lies in achieving a dynamic equilibrium where the past guides the present, and the present secures the future. Our first non-negotiable goal is historic preservation, the character of the town, the building walls, the iconic plaza. This is our soul. We must commit to vigorous standards, not just maintaining the structures, but preserving the stories they tell for generations to come. The commitment extends directly to the greenbelt. The natural and agricultural landscape is more than scenery. It is an environmental asset, a buffer against uncontrolled sprawl, and a vital part of our quality of life. Maintaining and expanding this green space is essential to the health and aesthetics of our community. And when we talk about the economy, we need to foster an environment that champions small businesses, unique enterprises, and while simultaneously attracting new businesses. Finally, we must prioritize our residents, and we must ensure that tourists feel welcome. The path forward is clear: preservation with a purpose, growth with respect. We can and we must achieve all these goals in harmony.
Thank you.
We're gonna switch microphones because we're not quite hearing them. This one, yours is louder, I think, Terry. So if we could, will you hold this instrument, really be directional, so it's okay, we're gonna switch and that's okay.
And do you need it, Joe?
Oh, yeah, we can't hear you. Yes, you need it. Okay.
Can you get louder?
And this mic is much better, so. Thank you, Terry. Okay. Now Terry can be louder, but she can do that. I think it was, no. it on, is this on? Hit it. No, turn it on. There you go. And it has to be right up in your.
Okay, we are moving forward. Okay,
Thank you.
yes, thank you. So we're going to be asking the questions as we do now. So in this first question, the first person to direct it to will be Martha. And what are the skills and background experience that equip you to be a trustee?
No,
That's the question.
I'm sorry, it's to Adriana. She's second on the ballot.
Thank you.
Hello.
I apologize. I'm sorry. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with me.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. I guess that would be a little confusing for you, wouldn't it? What are the skills and background experiences that equip you to be a trustee?
So I think coming into my first term, the skills that helped me the most was definitely being involved in the community. We do have businesses, we do rent out businesses, and we do have rental properties. So I've seen the aspect from the struggles and the achievements that we've made as a town. Business-wise, when we struggle business, what businesses are needing in order to survive here, who we're appealing to. My grandfather also is a farmer for pecans, so I understand the drought needs and the water needs for that. And I think just my background, being able to do those variety of things, as well as all the training that I've done in the last 2 years, and getting certifications and qualifications through the New Mexico Municipal League.
Thank you. Thank you. The second question is, let's go to Martha. So it's your turn. If elected, what are your top priorities for the town?
I think that my top priorities are to look at the infrastructure. For example, our streets need to be restored, replacing signs on the streets, that are difficult to read, repairing or replacing our fire hydrants in the water, wells, also ensure that the safety of our residents is always I also that speaking of with the different residents and farmers in Mesilla that had an opportunity to learn more about the green belt and the water issues. And I think that those are both, besides the infrastructure, historical preservation, that those need to be addressed.
Thank you. Thank you. Viviana, this question will be directed to you. If elected, you will be faced with making changes to the town budget. What are one or two areas of expenditure that should be increased or decreased, and what areas should we concentrate on in those regards?
Fortunately, I do have experience. These last 4 years have opened my eyes to fiscal responsibility of trustees in small municipalities like ours. I think certainly we have to invest in our infrastructure in town, but it's also not just about replacing things, it's also about regular maintenance so that we're not replacing things so often. So that's always a priority. The safety of the residents are a priority. Tourism is a priority because that's what brings in our ability to do all the other things that we want for our residents.
Thank you. Okay, so we are changing the format a bit, and everyone will be answering the same question. So take the microphone back, please. So, no, to you. And so go ahead and just answer this question as we just asked for this candidate. If elected, you will be faced with making changes to the town budget. What are one or two areas of expenditures that should be increased, and what one or two areas that should be decreased?
Number one, I think we need to increase our gross receipts, so that we can have some more income coming into our community. The other thing I feel like we need to do is we need to increase or see if we can get funding through grants, so that we can continue to work on our infrastructure to include road restoration of homes. I know that there's not a lot of areas for us to grow, but I think that we have a commercial area that hasn't been utilized a lot, and I think that we need to increase our use in the commercial areas. And I think that we need to also look at maybe other adventures, like maybe doing some more activities in town to see if we can bring more people into, so that they can actually help us increase our grocery receipts.
Thank you. Pass that, please. Would you like me to repeat the question? No.
Thanks. Same question,
Yes.
one more time.
Yes. The question is, if elected, you will be faced with making changes to the town budget. What are one or two areas of expenditures that should be increased, and what one or two areas should be decreased?
So I think definitely, we've done a lot of work on that front already. We're looking at a comprehensive plan now to kind of see where we can expand, where we can annex in order to create areas for commercial or for infrastructure, since we do want to keep our green belt and we do want to maintain our historic areas. So land use is a huge one. The other is, while our main priority is always finance, that's what we are, a financial board. And I think that one of the areas that we can look at is definitely the tax that we are receiving, as well as I think decreasing, I don't think we can decrease anywhere. I think we're maximizing the most that we can currently with our budget, and definitely finding new ways to find that funding, because it's not just about finding funding, it's accessing those avenues, like becoming a certified local government, which we are also very close in.
Thank you. That's a long place. Thank you. You want to repeat the question?
One more time, please.
Okay,
Sorry.
That's all right. And then if you would please hold on to the microphone, because I'm going to go back to the two previous questions so that everyone has the opportunity to answer.
Gotcha.
Okay. If elected, you will be faced with making changes to the town budget. What one or two areas of expenditures should be increased, and what one or two areas should be decreased?
Increasing, definitely the businesses. We have to support our businesses to get that GRT coming in. That is our huge moneymaker, is the businesses. We have to support the businesses on there. We do have commercial lots that still need to be filled. We need to fill those up first before we can move on and expanding. Because the more we expand, the more we're gonna have empty lots if we can't fill what we have now. Decreasing, oh God, our town attorney, we need to decrease it. I looked into it and we're already about over 40,000 and budget just started in July. We need to decrease it. We need to find why we're spending so much money on our town attorney. What's going on? How do we prevent using him so much or them so much? Other than that, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the very first question. What are the skills and background experiences that equip you to be a trustee, if you've not already answered this question?
To be equipped for the town trustee, it's all heart. It's acknowledging, once again, the residents, talking to the residents, being their voices, going out, getting educated, getting certified. I pushed myself to be the third Molly graduate from Mesilla. I pushed it, I got it, representing it. If I didn't understand somebody, I didn't understand a test, or I didn't understand a thing, we hosted it. When Mesilla became a colonial, I stopped it. I didn't know what a colonial was, so we brought the residents in. We had 3 meetings. After educating the residents, we went for a vote. We have to educate ourselves, but we also at the same time have to educate our residents.
Thank you. You already answered this one, right? Right. Would you like me to repeat the question for you?
Sure.
Okay. What are the skills and background experience?
I'm the youngest of 8. And so during my young childhood, I learned how to be honest, transparent, and have integrity. And these values have followed me in every aspect of my life. I went to college in Roswell and continued my education in San Antonio, Texas Health Science Center, and received my degree in occupational therapy. I've worked in occupational therapy for 35 years. I have supervised staff, I have supervised volunteers. I'm on the board for the Angie Ramirez Memorial Foundation, where we are able to give people money who are suffering from cancer to help with their expenses. I am currently on the Planning and Zoning Committee, and I have been there since July of 2024. I have attended 3 trainings, and I am currently working on my certification with the New Mexico Municipal League as well.
Thank you. What are the skills and background experiences that equip you to be a trustee?
I would say my work experience, definitely. I'm an RN and practiced for over 27 years. Previous to that, I did a lot of different things before landing on my career, but I've also been an advocate of the NEA. I was a representative there for many, many years within the school system, and also the Association of School Nurses and the Association of Nurses in general. However, I think that life experience and my experience the last 4 years have really equipped me to be more effective in municipal governing. And I would appreciate, and I think that's a real asset.
Thank you. Viviana will be asking you this next question first. What do you feel are the biggest challenges facing public safety?
I mean, funding for public safety is always a big issue because we want to fund them appropriately. I think in Mesilla, we have a very good system for assessing what our needs are. We have our public safety officials, our fire people, our police, our mayor, our codes enforcement, our public works, and just residents in general, making sure that they're reporting and expressing concerns over safety. I feel like we have a very well-managed public safety system here in Mesilla at this point.
Thank you. What do you feel are the biggest challenges facing public safety?
Number one, I think that also that we need funding. We need to find different ways to be able to bring the money into Mesilla so that we can get funding. The other thing is that we're working, or what I understand is that we're working currently with the fire department because we lost our contract with the ambulance. And so they're working to get the personnel there to get us up and running on our own. I also think that we need to be aware of the water shortages and be able to address them, not only at the level of the farmers, but at the level of our residents. And I think that we need to be more cognizant on like different things that are going on our streets. We have like a lot of streets that need to be taken care of. I had a lot of people complain to me that even on the road, on the streets, that the sidewalks are so uneven, people are tripping. So I think that that's another big issue.
Thank you.
I think the biggest thing with safety would be just continuing community engagement. I think that's one of the biggest things that we need to work on is really engaging with our community because we are such a small town, because we have such a small fire department, our resources are limited and they're beginning to, some of them are beginning to take away as well, just like we no longer have AMRs and ambulance. However, our ambulance now does pick up residents without any charge, which is great. And I want to continue to be able to provide those kinds of services. So I think just continuing the community engagement and seeing what we need in our town as far as our residents need and just being there for them, I think is the biggest one.
One more time, please.
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
What do you feel are the biggest challenges facing public safety?
I had that on my first term. I didn't know bulletproof vest expired, and I'm more than sure a lot of you all didn't know that. So I went up down to Santa Fe talked to one of the senators. She called me on a Saturday. How many vests do you need? I have no idea. Called the marshal at the time, called him, we took care of it. Funding's available out there. We just have to go get it. It's out of grants. We have to go out there and talk to people, talk to our senators, talk to our representatives. For public safety, they need to be noticeable. We need to be going down, communicating with residents, talking to them, going up and down the streets, making sure everything's safe, making sure everybody's fine. Have no problem stopping, saying hello to somebody, just driving up and down. But funding is available. We just have to go out and get it. We have to look, we have to research. It is work, but we have to put the work behind it.
Thank you. This next question will be directed to Veronica first. So please pass the microphone.
Over. I am Veronica. Okay. Make sure I'm Veronica. Gotcha.
This is what happens when you fast forward in your life and you don't take care of the present. So
Thank
my
you.
apologies.
No apologies.
Do you believe Mesilla, and this is from the audience, do you believe Mesilla should ever consider annexation or growth outside current boundaries?
Absolutely not. We are Mesilla. We are unique. I believe we stay in. That's what makes us Mesilla. We're not annexed to Las Cruces or the county. We are Mesilla. That's what makes us. But we should never be afraid not to give a helping hand if they need help, or if we need to, if they're asking for help, just like when our wells went down, they had to tap in the water to city. The city helped us out. We should have no problem being able to give them back the help that if they need it from us. Communication again, but Mesilla is Mesilla. That's what makes us unique. I would hate for us to be connected to Las Cruces or the county. That wouldn't be Mesilla anymore.
Thank you.
Same question?
Pardon me?
Same question.
The question is, do you believe Mesilla should ever consider annexation or growth outside current boundaries?
So I think we need to be smart when we're growing, but I do think annexation is an option, a viable option, because Mesilla was bigger. We weren't this small town. We had a lot more land before. So I think that would help us with our growth tax as well, creating areas of industrial areas or building more commercial, people with more land. Because even though we do have open space now and businesses open now, I think we're losing our opportunities for to help fund our town a little bit better and not put so much drain on our farmers or our businesses that are struggling now. I think it's a good idea it's a valuable option to look into, but it's definitely something that we have to do in a smart way.
Thank you.
Myself, I believe that we do need to annex, but I think that there's areas that we can annex that is not going to interfere with the green belt. I think that if we look at the area between Motel Boulevard and coming into Mesilla, we've got plenty of land out there we can annex. It belongs to the county right now, and it would be nice to have that buffer between the interstate and us. That would give us a nice place to begin. The other area would be out near 28 and Union. And again, that's not going to interfere with our green belt. I think that we need to completely avoid trying to do any commercializing of things in the green belt. The farmers that I talk to, they don't want to do that. But I do think that there are areas in our general area that we can annex so that we can have. There's a state statute that says we have to allow mobile homes, that we could have actually a designated area to put the mobile homes. And there's an area that we could have like more buildings for more businesses. And so I do believe that there are areas that we can actually annex without interfering with the green belt.
Thank you. Do you believe the city should ever consider annexation or growth outside current boundaries?
Yes, I do. I do believe that there is potential to annex areas that are going to create a buffer zone for us, which I think we from the county possibly and the city, so that we can preserve what we have. We also can grow businesses and expand into more commercial, possibly industrial, but we have to do it very carefully. As all of you know, in order to preserve what we have, we have to be very careful about how we expand clients and what businesses we have. But I think it's a potential to really improve our town.
Thank you. This next question is to start out with Adriana, please. And everyone will have the opportunity to answer, of course. Do you believe the town's government is transparent with the public? And do any changes need to be made with regard to transparency and accountability?
As far as transparency and accountability, I think we've taken a lot of steps to put in procedures that protect that and to really be open about it. I think we can always improve in that, especially with information that residents are asking for. I think sometimes we overlook what information they want, and so that miscommunication turns into information that we may be hiding. But I think the current board that we have now has really worked hard to be an open door. So if you have any questions or need clarification on anything, all of us have been open to answering any questions that you guys may have. I think always having a transparent board is one of the biggest goals that you should always have as a trustee.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes. The question is, do you believe the town's government is transparent with the public? And do any changes need to be made with regard to transparency and accountability?
Transparency is a hit or miss in how you take it. It comes back to, like I spoke earlier, when a member of the community comes and speaks at the town's meetings, you want to acknowledge them. And that's where the transparency comes in. If they're asking a question and it's on the agenda, you need to address it. You need to tell them. Or if you don't have an answer, you need to let the resident know, I don't have an answer for you, but I will get to you in it. It's not just a phone call or a text or anything else. It needs to be addressed there and then. And open door policies, that's a great idea to have, but it has to be fair to everyone, not just to pick and choose. So transparency is something that's always going to be having to work out.
Thank you.
I believe that there are some issues with transparency here in Mesilla, but I think a lot of it deals with when we're dealing with our codes and ordinances. I think that our codes and ordinances need to be updated so that transparency is a lot better, because one person may hear it one way and one person may hear it another way. But when we're reading the codes and our ordinances, we should all be reading them the same way. There shouldn't be an individual interpretation of the codes. The codes were set by our forefathers to make sure that everybody was treated individually, fairly, and honestly. And I think that if we can abide by our codes and our ordinances and state statutes, we will be way above the game in transparency.
I do believe that we have come a long way in being transparent in our government right now. We worked really hard at it. I think that sometimes there is miscommunication and maybe even misunderstandings, because we actually, with the Open Meetings Act, we're required to debate and discuss and have things that come up that may sound controversial, but in fact, that's what our job is to do, is to discuss openly with the public what the issue is. And so I do think that we show a lot of transparency in our government right now.
Thank you. Okay, we'll be taking another written question from the audience. Describe a time when you disagreed with the majority opinion. How did you respond? And this will start with Martha, with the first response.
I think one of the, I can't give you like an exact example, but I know that with the planning and zoning, we don't always agree, but I think that we are able to discuss things. I still stand firm on, following the code and follow the ordinance. The ordinance is supposed to be structured by our state statute, and I don't think sometimes it's being followed. And so I worry about litigation and things like that could get us into trouble. So I think that I just have to go back to following ordinances and following the codes and making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Thank you.
Actually, it should go this
I was
way.
going to go this way this time, sorry. Thank you for your help. Yes, describe a time when you disagreed with the majority opinion. How did you respond?
Well, I think any of you that follow government know that that has happened. And so I think it's real important that we show respect to one another, that we discuss the issues thoroughly so that everybody gets their questions answered. I feel like I do feel that democracy, the little d, is very important, and that majority rules, and that you have to have a certain kind of respect for people that you disagree with. And I think it's important, and I think we strive to do it on the board, and we can always improve, but it's definitely an effort that we make.
Please pass the microphone to Veronica. Sure. Describe a time when you disagreed with the majority opinion. How did you respond?
I do that on a daily basis. Most people, but you have to meet in the middle. And you have to go by the rules. You have to go by the ordinances. You have to go by, listen to each other. You're up in the board to disagree, to agree, to come to meet in the middle. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You have to respect one another. Most people want to, if they're upset or, you're disagreeing on something that's on the agenda, you have to come to a solution to that. And that's why we have the mayor that breaks a tie. But you gotta pull both ends and see which one was follow the ordinance, giving your examples, telling them, backing up what you truly believe in, what the ordinance states, what the law states. You got attorneys, you got to have your attorney's opinion. Let them speak their opinion. The more opinions that come into it, the better.
Thank you.
So I think with controversial issues, which is something that has come up a lot, which shows democracy is working. We have very different opinions on the current board, and I think that shows all the facets of Mesilla and all the interested parties in Mesilla. And I think it's very important to individually do your own research and make sure you're reaching the right people and getting the right information so you can make that decision on your own. And you can see that in work when we go during our BOT meetings. You see us come up with different ideas, have different opinions, and then work through that problem, and you see it in action. And I think if we continue doing that, we'll always have controversial issues, but if we continue doing that in a respectful way, our town can only thrive from there.
Thank you. The next question will begin with Viviana. Thank you for all your cooperation and help for the evening. How should the town ensure compliance with the Open Meetings Act? How should the town ensure compliance with the Open Meetings Act?
Well, it's the law. We have to do it. We're aware of it. I think it bodes well for transparency. I think that sometimes those controversial things seem unsolvable, but if we work through with them, we accomplish a lot. The Opens Meetings Act is there for a reason, and we need to respect it. We need to abide by it, and I think we do in the town of Mesilla. It's something that's very important to us, and we, we make announcements if there's any issue with it whatsoever.
Okay, please pass the microphone down to Veronica. Sure, okay. The question is, just a moment here. How should the town ensure compliance with the Open Meetings Act?
Well, they post on there, sometimes they'll have us all in a group like we do have today, but everybody's separate. Open Meetings Act is to serve and protect the residents as well as the board. You're discussing one person and you know the rules. You have to obtain by it, how to protect it and how to get it going and making sure it's done correctly. Honesty, that's the best key of doing it. Honesty on everybody's opinion on it. You have to trust the person that's not going to board member to board member to board member and talking. That's it.
Can you repeat the question?
Of course. How should the town ensure compliance with the Open Meetings Act?
I think in order to do that, we just have to be proactive and constantly ask the question as a trustee, is this a conflict of interest? Could it be a perceived conflict of interest? And if that's the case, to really look into that and dive down and make sure you're doing your research so that any of those perceived or conflict of interest that may come up, you've addressed and you understand what your role is. So I think just being proactive and maintaining facts and being upfront about it is the biggest way to ensure that we're abiding by those rules.
Okay, thank you. And this next question is from the audience.
Hold on,
And-
no, I think did Martha.
Oh, I'm sorry, Martha.
Apologize. Okay.
Can you repeat the
Yes,
question?
I will. How should the town ensure compliance with the Open Meetings Act?
I think the town should be able to, again, I'm gonna go back to the codes and ordinances. We need to be able to follow the codes and ordinances when it pertains to the Open Meetings Act. We also need to be respectful of each other as we're all talking. We need to be able to agree to disagree. We also need to be able to agree and be good with it. I believe that if we're following our ordinances, which are again governed by our state statutes, that we should be able to have, I lost my train of thought. To be able to be compliant.
Thank you. Thank you. Apparently I lost my train of thought as well, so I absolutely understand. Okay, so for the next question, Veronica will be the first person. And this is the audience question. We're getting the microphone passed down. What would you do different than the current Board of Trustees?
Acknowledging the residents, getting involved, getting the residents more involved, participating when the residents have an event going on. If it's 5 minutes showing up, if it's 10 minutes showing up, or if it's the whole day of an event showing up. Showing up means a lot to the residents. It means that you care and you love them. You care and love your town. Showing up, acknowledging them on the board, acknowledging them in the community, acknowledging them when you're walking, just acknowledging them.
Thank you. And please pass to Adriana.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. What would you do different than the current Board of Trustees?
I think we've made a lot of progress with the board we currently have. We've made a lot of steps in transparency and really being involved in creating more activities for our town. Funding, I think there's a lot of things that we've done, but I do think there's room for improvement. I definitely think we can work on, as the board we currently have, we can work on how we deliver things. Because I think the way we deliver especially in the climate we are now. I think the way we deliver and work with each other can definitely be worked on and really focus on the matter at hand, rather than issues that may have no place in town hall. So I think it's very important that we stay focused on the task at hand and remember that we're all working together despite our different opinions to make Mesilla the best that it can be.
Thank you. Martha?
I'll ask for a repeat of the question,
Sure.
please.
What would you do different than the current Board of Trustees?
After walking the town of Mesilla during my campaign, and I continue to do so, I think it's very important, again, to listen to the residents. I've had a lot of comments, a lot of concerns brought to my attention, and I think that being able to answer them, not just like a blanket answer or a generic answer, maybe more forums that would be available to open up to the residents so that they can ask us the questions there. I know that all the meetings, that they're all welcome to do that there, but I think if we pick one or two topics and be able to address one or two topics periodically, I think that that would allow the residents to believe that they're being heard and that we're able to answer some of their questions and concerns.
Thank you. Okay, what would you do different than the current Board of Trustees?
This is a trick question because I am on the current Board of Trustees. I think we're great, we're super. I really do feel like we have, that we're working together very well right now. We can always use more public input. I mean, we do often see the same people at the meetings unless there's a personal concern from someone. So we encourage the entirety of Mesilla to come out for our Board of Trustee meetings. We need to hear from you. We need to hear what your issues are. And we are willing to work with anybody that needs our help. We love Mesilla. Everybody here loves Mesilla. And we're all striving towards the same goal.
Thank you. This closes our portion of.
You might be able to take number 10.
Can we take number 10? Okay, thank you. Okay, so this next question will start with Adriana. And do you think the town is addressing the needs of its youth? Please comment.
I know we recently did a census. And it showed that our youth is increasing. We do have a little bit of an increase in the 40 to 60 range. But I think the opportunities that we have here aren't as big as they are in other places. And we tend to have the generations after us or generations like myself try and seek a way to survive, especially in this economy. And I think it's something that we should focus on for families. I think we need to focus on the availability we have for families to really grow and thrive here in town, whether it's education or parks and rec or just affordable housing. I think that's something that we really have to look into in order to continue. Like I said, you can't have a historic town, have all this rich history, and then not share it.
Thank you. Please pass the microphone to Martha.
Yes, could you repeat the question, please?
Sure. The question is, do you think the town is addressing the needs of its youth? Please comment.
No, I don't think that we have enough activities for our youth. It would be nice to see some more youth programs. We have nice facilities that we could use this building to do basketball. We could do kickball. We could do soccer. We could do different things. I don't think that there's enough going on. I don't think we have enough parks in our area to accommodate some of the things that are going on. Like there was a softball team that was meeting outside of our subdivision, and it's been cut down a little bit, and we don't see the activity over there like we used to. We used to be able to go out and sit and watch them play t-ball and softball, but we don't see that anymore over there. So I would like to see an increase in youth programs in Mesilla.
Okay, great, and please pass the microphone to Viviana. You got it, okay, good. And do you want me to do the question again?
No.
Oh,
I do, our comprehensive plan that hopefully all of you were involved in writing and building and approving, does have that built into it. We know that we don't have enough stuff for our youth to do, like fields and parks and stuff, and we do want to grow our outside activities, not only for the youth, but for families, which would include the youth. I think another aspect of youth is obviously what other people were talking about, and that's, the ability to stay here, live here, work here, and live and prosper here. And I think both of those things we want to work on. We have a plan for them. They're in the comprehensive plan. We talk about them all the time, and I know all of you are interested in that too.
Thank you. Can you please pass the microphone on to Veronica? Okay, so the question is, do you think that the town is addressing the needs of its youth? Please comment.
No, we have, go again back to our residents. We have a resident here that is the president of the 4-H. We can get with him and ask him what we can do. We have farmland. It can be to use. You can ask, I call it still San Andres. You can ask them to, I'm more than sure there's a farmer, including myself. We'll pull out the tractor, let them plant, let them have a garden, let them fundraise for, introduce them to agriculture. Use the land use that we have right now. I'll tell you right now, Ms. Martha, I asked that baseball field we have another park with the baseball park. I didn't like it there on Highway 28 just because I was afraid if some kid got ran over or something, put a fence up, protect them a little bit, make them feel a little bit more safer. We have enough information here in our own town that we need to use the knowledge of the people and that we have here to get the youth to come in.
Thank you. Hold on to the microphone. Okay, now this ends the formal portion of the questioning, and each candidate now has a minute to give their closing statement. Veronica, you're first.
Okay. I've been saying repeatedly about the residents, acknowledging the residents, talking to the residents, walking around with the residents, helping the residents, making sure they're knowledgeable. It's just like I spoke earlier, saying the residents went and sent emails, post flyers, try to get a pool of people to come in here. And I want to be that. I do have a loud voice. I am very stern. I am very straightforward. And that's because I come from the heart. I don't come for show. I don't come for anything. Everything's out of the heart. It's for myself. It's for you all. Everybody knows. If you had a concern, they come and tell me. Why? Because I have a loud mouth and I'll speak for you all. I have no shame of it. I have nothing to hide back on it. And I want to go back. I want to be your guys' voices again. And that's huge on me. I'm not there for show. I'm there for you all.
Thank you. And Adriana's next, please.
Yes, so I just want to touch on that I'm deeply invested in this town. Our well-being, growing my family here, having my parents come back, having my grandparents here, this town means a lot to me. And I want to continue that trend as my daughter gets older. I definitely want to push so that all of our residents have opportunities and the resources that they need in order to thrive here. It's not just about the historic district, it's not just about the farms, it's not just about the youth, it's about everybody and how we work together to achieve that. And I think one of the biggest things that I have, or one of my biggest strengths, is that I'm able to listen, to observe, and get all of the information and make that determination on my own. And really look at what we need to get that done and bring a different voice and a different opinion onto the board so that we have a variety and can make the best decision that benefits.
Okay. I aim to positively contribute to the town of Mesilla as a trustee for the development while preserving the historic district and the green belt, to improve the infrastructure and to ensure the safety of all of our residents. My values are transparency, honesty, and integrity. I understand the importance of following ordinances and codes and the state statutes in order to be compliant with our state regulations. I understand that being compliant means that we avoid litigations. It also means that the transparency, fairness, and honesty is given to all persons that are presenting cases to the town of Mesilla. I want to help the department heads get the funding that they need. I would like to see an increase in gross taxes and grant money. I would like to end on the warm thank you to all of my family, my friends, my supporters, and all those, but most of all to my husband, who was my #1 supporter. And I would like to thank you for allowing me this time to talk.
Thank you.
I just want to reiterate that serving Mesilla requires more than just good intentions. It demands honesty and unwavering integrity and a commitment to fact-based decision-making. And I think it's important that, for me, that all residents, old, new, and everybody in between, feel like they belong here in Mesilla, that it is a welcoming community to everybody. And the challenge before us is to manage growth and while preserving our historic heart and the unique character of Greenbelt. So I promise to lead with integrity, govern with facts. And Mesilla deserves trustees that are willing to do that.
Thank you. Okay, this concludes our forum for tonight. Each candidate did a wonderful job, so let's give them a round of applause. Again, we thank Mesilla and the mayor for assisting with this forum. And thank you all for attending. It's a great turnout, and we love to see that. Be sure to get registered and vote. Early voting is going on right now. You can go to vote411.org to register if you're not registered. And please pick up a lead voter guide on your way out. And we hope you'll take a few minutes to meet the candidates, especially for those whose questions we were not able to address during the forum. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.